Hello everyone, my name is Julie. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to talk about a few different topics. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was what I've learned from my first year of panning makeup. Now, for those of you who haven't been here since last January, this YouTube channel was actually my 2017 New Year's resolution. I wanted to start YouTube. I really wanted to look at my makeup collection. It was getting a bit out of control, and I really just wanted to refine it to things that I really, really loved. And I wanted to figure out my likes, my dislikes. I wanted to try and get all my nail polish up on my rack. You know, just things to streamline what I'm using so I'm just not as overwhelmed. And I did meet some of my goals. So I had written down some goals for myself, not roles, some goals for myself for 2017. I made some of them, I did not make other ones. So my first goal was to use up 150 products. Now, I got to this number because the year before, so 2016, I actually counted to see how many products I used up. I used up about 180 products, but most of them were sample sizes. And in my count, I include sample sizes and full sizes. I do not include foil samples. So think like a 100-point perk from Sephora, that's what I count. I didn't count the 3 free samples you get from every order. So with that, I thought that my goal would be 160 this year. And I've gone ahead and I've already exceeded that. I'm at 162, so that is going well, and I'll probably have some more finished up as we kind of enter the last few weeks of 2017. So I'm really glad that I met that goal, because I did feel like I've been taking less stuff into my collection, and part of that is because I canceled my subscription boxes. Many of you know I moved here to Germany from the United States. I did not keep my Birchbox, I canceled that. I was getting Sephora Play, I canceled that. I love both those subscription services, and I'd already canceled Ipsy previously, but just not getting 10 samples a month has made a huge impact on my collection. Like, I no longer get random black eyeliners because I have so many black eyeliners. You'll see. After I film this, I'm going to start counting my makeup so I can get my numbers done for the end of the year. And I lost my eyeliners through the move, but I found them again. So I bought some more because I'd lost them, and now it's like over like 25 liners, I think. It's like it's a bit overwhelming, but it'll be okay. I will survive this. And then the next goal, other than using up 160 products, was to hit pan on some Julep eyeshadows. Well, I ended up decluttering that palette, so it was like a 5-pan little thing. I got it when I used to get the Julep subscription service, so that went bad before I used it, and that's okay. I didn't love those shadows already, and I already hit pan on one of them. So that's okay. And then the final thing I had was to hit pan on a trio of my Smashbox. I should have grabbed this. Give me 1 second here. Ooh. Yeah. So I wanted to hit pan on the Smashbox trio. This is in the filter one. It has Vanilla Sable and Sumatra in it. And ooh, I've hit pan on one of the 3 shades in this. I want to hit pan on all 3, but I ended up taking a lot longer to use up products from my Pan That palette than I expected. Which moves me into my next thought for you guys. So those were my goals. I wanted to hit pan on these, I wanted to hit pan on the Julep shadows, and I want to use up 160 products. I still think of this kind of as a win, because I hit pan on 1. Let me put that back up there. But the Julep one was kind of a null and void one, and then I hit my 160. So, you know, I'm okay with that. And then, if we follow my train of thought here, let's talk about a lot of things that I learned this year. Because your first year project panning, especially when you start recording your project pans, a lot of things surprise you and a lot of things that you learn about. And the first thing I learned was how hard panning eyeshadows were for me. Now, I buy eyeshadows like they're water. You know, it's one of the things that gets me with the marketing. These companies know that a new eyeshadow palette is going to get me excited, and I buy them and buy them. Like in the last 4 months, if you saw my haul earlier this week, you'll see I bought like 4 eyeshadow palettes in the last 4 months. I didn't even finish a single eyeshadow palette in 12 months of using it. I mean, like, oh my God. So the one thing that I've learned is how to really think about my products, because eyeshadows are so hard for me to go through. And it's not that I don't wear them. I mean, obviously I'm wearing 4 different shades today on my eyes, but if it's a hard packed product, it's gonna go really slow. And so I'm gonna try really hard in 2018 not to buy eyeshadow palettes, but hold that thought for a second. Because I want to continue talking about what I've learned. And I've got a little cheat sheet here so I can kind of go through the things that I learned. And with an eyeshadow is be realistic and don't bite off more than you can chew. So it's kind of 2 ideas mixed into one. So be realistic. When you start a project pan, be realistic on how long you think it's going to take. Know yourself, know how you use the product. Because there are many times I've had to roll projects over because I was unrealistic to how long it would take to use up. Like I thought I'd use an eyeliner, like a little Rimmel eyeliner, in 3 months. It has been 7 months and I'm still using that sucker. Like I didn't realize how little I use eyeliner until I started doing this process and seeing how long it actually takes me to do this stuff, which is really interesting. Same with eyeshadow, you know, it's taking me longer than I think it will. So be realistic on your products. Like if you have a 2-month project, pick things that are travel size. Pick things that you've used at least half of, you know, things that will make you feel accomplished at the end of the project. Because there are a couple projects I've had where I felt like that sucked because I finished up less than half the product I wanted to. And it makes you feel bad and it makes it harder to go on to the next project because then you have to roll over the products and you're still using the same things again and again and again. And you've got this whole cabinet of stuff that you want to use and you want to look good on YouTube and use up the product. So just be realistic on how long it takes to use something. And if you have a product that's going to take longer, make your goal not finishing it, but hitting a certain mark on it. You know, like using half of it, or just hitting pan, or using half the product, and really set a goal that is realistic. You know, when I was in the career workforce, we called them SMART goals, and I think that is really good. So make it measurable. Measurable is good. That's the M in SMART. Okay, and then don't bite off more than you can chew. I was really bad about this because let's do an example of nail polish. I had a project polish where I had 6 colors at the beginning and I was rotating through those colors. Great. Well, then in July, I added a nail polish to my project competition. Okay, now I've got 7 nail polishes in a project. And then I started doing the 12 pans of Christmas. And now I'm doing 8 nail polishes. Like, how often do you paint your nails? I paint my nails once or twice a week. It used to be 2 to 3 times a week when I was biting my nails, but now I've kind of kicked that habit and now I only paint them once a week. So if I only updated once a month, I've only used half the polishes I said I was going to use. So I set goals too high and I wasn't able to commit to any one nail polish and really use it up because I had so many to choose from and I wanted to use up all of them. So I'm going to be realistic in 2018 and I'm not going to bite off more than I can chew. If I think that I can use up, 5 nail polishes, I'm going to stick with those 5 and just rotate through those 5 until they're done and then add another one. I'm never going to have more than 5. That's what I'm learning. 5 is a good nail polish color for me. I don't want to ever have 8 again. I felt like really sad that I wasn't using up my polishes because I had too many polishes to use. I need to really focus on the ones I want to use up and just get those done and out of the way. Now, I do need variety, so it's important to still have some variety. So 5 is a good number because I can do 1 every week and at least I've gotten 1 use in that month. so I can update you guys and have progress on all my nail polishes. And I want to make sure with variety that I'm picking a good variety across my collection. So I don't want like 2 reds or 2 blues. Like I really want to do like a full rainbow. Like the Roy G. Biv, I really need to make sure I have that selection. And I think you'll see that. I've got some videos I've already started filming about 2018, and I think you'll see more of a variety of colors, finishes, and just things that that will make the products not seem as repetitive to me, or too spread out where I like can't finish any of them. And then I get like down on myself and I have to paint my husband's nails, which he does not appreciate. And then I feel like I'm wasting the product, which defeats the point of painting. So don't bite off more than you can chew and be realistic. The next thing I want to say is it is okay not to like something. This was really hard for me to do at the beginning because I don't get PR. Like this, I paid for this. This is my money. Like when I had a job, excuse me, I used to go to Ulta, I remember this, every weekend. Not when I worked there, I worked 30 minutes away, but I'd drive to Ulta when I was single, and that was like my time. And I'd pick what I wanted to buy, and I made sure like I just got like, you know, if it was on sale, I made sure I had my coupons, and you know, I made sure that like my stuff was together and on top of it. And I didn't always make an appropriate choice to a color or, you know, a scent. And now I'm at the stage where I'm trying to find things, or not find things, but like I'm identifying things that I like and identifying things I don't like. And I'm trying to make it okay for myself to say, you don't have to use it up if you don't like it. You've given it a fair shot. Good job. You know, you've used enough that it's not a waste of money, or, you know, give it to a friend. They're going to like it. Why would you waste your time on something that you don't absolutely love? So that I'm saying that to you, and it's something that I really learned. Like, it is okay not to like something, even if you spent money on it. Don't spend your time on it too, because your time is way more valuable. So it's okay just to say bye-bye, bye-bye now, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Let it go, work on the next product, and hopefully you'll fall in love with that one. And then it's going to be a joy. It won't be a burden to use it up. It's going to be a joy to use up what you have. Then I have give yourself time to play and time to enjoy your collection. This is something I actually need to work on. And someone asked me in a video if, when I was using my Pan That palette, if I used any other eyeshadows. No. Okay, that's not exactly true. I used the Sweet Peach palette twice this summer. And the reason I did that is I was so tired of the same look of my Tarte Showstopper palette. That thing only has 6 shadows in it, and I was exhausted of using it. I was like so over it. A couple times this summer. I can't say I was getting bored with it, but the looks I was getting were very blasé. Like they were so typical, and I was doing the same look over and over again. Now on some days when I again had a job, it was really nice not to have to think about it and just do a look, and I knew that it was going to be okay. But other times I wanted something different. Like I wanted warm colors. You know, those were so in trend, and there are none in the Showstopper palette. They're all cool tones, and I really just wanted to use a tangerine. I wanted to use a warm brown, and I couldn't find that in my palette, so I had to go to the Sweet Peach palette and use it up that way. And that's why you'll see, I just filmed my Pan That palette 2018. You'll see that I chose a very different palette, and I think in the summer I might go ahead and give myself a break on it. The palette I chose is much better for fall and winter and is not as good for spring and summer, so I might give myself a little bit of break. Even if I gave myself like a 2-week break, I'd feel so good about that. And it would give me time to explore my collection. Like another example, I've been trying to use up this Maybelline Bouncy blush. It is a cream blush. It's what I've got on today. It's pretty, I like it. I have 20 some odd other blushes in my drawer I have not touched. Okay, again, see, I gave myself like 1 out. This fall, I used Your Love Is My King. It's a Too Faced Love Flush blush. I used it twice. And my blushes are just going bad in my little container back here. If you haven't seen it, I do have a collection video. I'll go ahead and link that above if you're interested, but all my blushes have just been sitting in there. I probably have 7 or 8 blushes that I bought I haven't even touched. Like, they're still in packaging because I've been trying to focus on this other blush pretty much for 6 months. And, you know, I want to give myself a break from doing that. Like, I want to spend a little time exploring my collection and finding some things I really love, finding some things that I want to maybe declutter, and just kind of continue refining my collection until I have a collection full of loves. Okay, then this is what I learned this fall. Collaborations are way more fun than doing a project all on your own. It is so much more fun to hang out with somebody else on YouTube and being able to talk about products and give feedback. Plus you get like great like comments on your videos, and someone else is going through the same pain you are. So y'all know Triggy3 Courtney, she and I have just done so many collaborations. I love her. Lipstick Lover and I have some collaborations coming up. She jumped in on a couple of them this year. It's so much fun to get to know these women who are into makeup like you are and want to refine their collections and use up products. It just gives you like the support you need to keep on going and get excited to use these products day in and day out. And I will not forget that. Like, I'm going to think about more and more collaborations just because of that community. The panning community is so nice and they're so inviting. If you are interested in panning, if you want to do a collaboration with me, let me know because I'm all for it. I'm really excited. I already know that there's some women who are watching that I need to reach out to that are going to do the 2018 lip product use up, which I'm really excited about. I've already started picking out some shades there. Right now I have like 30 shades. So I need to trim that back a little bit to go back to my don't bite off more than you can chew. I definitely can't finish up 30 lip products in a year. But, you know, I'm going to pick probably a good 25 and really focus on those products and get those out. So something to look forward to in 2018 when it arrives. Then I have mark everything down and write down all the items' names and where you began. So there were a couple times this year that I did not write down the products in the project. So when I wanted to go update, I would like forget about a project, or I'd forget a product in the project. Like the press-on nails, I forgot to write those down, so those didn't make it in my update for my Scary Project Pan. Like, how did I not write those down? At the very beginning of the year, I did not write down my 17 lip products I wanted to use up. So I had to rewatch those videos 3 times so I could write all the products down and try and figure out like where I started. I made double the work for myself. So if you are doing project pans, even if you're at home doing it, that you don't film or don't put it on Instagram, just mark it down. And plus, if you do like put a mark on a product, a Sharpie has been a hit or miss for me. Now, a couple people left some really good ideas. One is put clear top coat over your Sharpie mark, and the other one is use nail polish to draw a line on your products, and that will hopefully stay longer. I'm going to try both of those in 2018, and I'm going to see how they work out. I'm really excited to see if my marks stay on because that was a huge issue for me this year. Okay. So those are like the things I kind of learned this year that kind of came to my head. I don't want to neglect my collection just because I'm project panning, so I'm going to really work on doing that this year. Then, let's talk about 2018 goals, because I have some goals, and some of them are things because of how I learned this year, how I can better react for next year for project panning. So the first one is for hitting pans on eyeshadows. It's not realistic for me to use up eyeshadows just because of the way I seem to use eyeshadows. They're very difficult for me to use up completely. So I am not going to set a goal of finishing an entire eyeshadow palette, even because I'm doing a pan matte palette. My goal for that is to finish up 12, or not finish up, excuse me, is to hit pan on 12 of those shadows. So I picked a 12 pan palette, which is much more than my 6 pan palette that I chose this year. And that's why I don't think it's realistic for me to say I'm going to use up all 12 shadows. Like that, it's just not realistic. I want to hit pan on all 12, and I want to finish 4. Like if I can finish 4, I would feel pretty good about myself. And that also goes with, that palette is going to be missing like that cream white shade that I need to set my shadows in, well, not shadows, to set the primer in place. So I know I can finish up one of those, no problem. And then I'm hoping this year I will be more successful. Again, I'm keeping the palette a secret until that video that you're gonna see in 2010. 2010, oh my god, 2018. 2000, you know where I was in 2010? I just graduated college and I was living in Massachusetts. That's what I was doing in 2010. You might be like, Julie, you're not from Massachusetts. I know. I've lived in many different states. The job that I had took me to a bunch of different states. And then when I got married, my husband's job took us to a bunch of different states. So, and now a different country. Okay, so then for lip products. You know lip products are my love. I have a big issue with lip products. But by issue, I mean hoarding. In September, I had 247 lip products. That is an increase from what I had in January 2017. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. My goal is going to be 200 lip products. I don't want more, and I don't think I'll be able to get less. So no matter what, at the end of 2018, I'm going to have 200 lip products. Now this might come a couple different ways. One is I'm using up lip products. You know I've been using up lip products. I'm going to have another lip project pan that you've just heard about from Lipstick Lover. She and I are collaborating on it, and a few other ladies are. So I'm hopefully going to use up 18 lip products there. Now I'm at 247. What I'm going to do is I'm really going to look at my collection and I'm going to do a declutter. I'm about to start counting again how many lip products I have, and I'm going to make sure I go through color by color by color to see if I have anything I can get rid of. If there's stuff I can get rid of, I'm just going to pass it on with friends. There's no way I can use up 247 lip products before they go bad. That's unrealistic. So I'm really going to look at that. I'm going to see where I am. I just got a whole bunch of lipsticks from Triggy Courtney and Triggy 3. Excuse me, her YouTube name is Triggy 3. So I'm going to look at those products. I'm going to compare what I have in my collection. I'm going to find the best of the best and hold on to those, basically. My hoarding is going to be an issue. I know I've got to battle that with myself, but 200 lip products. That's the goal. Then, since I used up 160 products this year, I've used up a lot of sample sizes, especially while traveling, and shampoos. I don't think I'm going to hit quite that number next year. I think my goal is going to be 150 products because that's definitely doable. From shampoo and conditioner to nail polish to lip products, 150 should be no issue with me. That's my second goal. For non-makeup ones, but still YouTube related, I want to work on my lighting. As you can see, I have these lights back here. I've had them back there for about a couple weeks. I have an issue with the lights, like the light bulbs in there. I tried to put an LED light and it started smoking. So I think, because it's a German lighting set, I need special German light bulbs. So I gotta figure out that. But I want to get those up and running so I can film with better lighting so that you guys get a better experience watching me. And then the other thing I want is over 700 subscribers. So thank you for watching, subscribers. You guys are fantastic. While I'm filming this, I have just under 350. And I just want to double that. I think that'd be amazing. I honestly can't believe that over 300 people are starting to watch me. 40, okay, so in full disclosure, 40 of those people were watching me before I even made a video. So I think those are like the Facebook friends that just kind of like got on my YouTube channel somehow, even though I wasn't making videos. So if I can get 700, I think that'd be amazing. So thank you for increasing my subscriber count. You mean the world to me. Your comments mean the world to me. Your thumbs up mean the world to me. I really do appreciate it. And that's my video. We've talked about what I learned from panning in 2017, my first year panning. We've also talked about my goals for 2017, my new goals for 2018, and I really appreciate you coming on the journey with me. If you have any suggestions, I am learning every day, and I do appreciate all your thoughts and comments, and I'll see you in my next one.